This is Listening with Franklin Livingston. And our guest is DG.
All right. So, you know what?
What?
Not sure if like my mind is just drifting away. Sometimes we do.
It happens, a lot
Yes,
of people,
yeah.
when they listen to me after that, oh my God,
Or like
mine
a
is
memo-
drifting
Yeah.
away.
And I would be so embarrassed that I'm daydreaming when the other person like asks me, "Oh, so you?" And then I'm like forced to ask, "What is it again?" But anyways, yeah. So I think I still missed like the meaning of the abrogation. So can
Abrogation in simplest form
all right.
means abolishing a law, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
the abolishment of a law. And the law in this story
Mm-hmm.
means the tradition or the mindset the dad
Mm-hmm.
comes from, because this is a struggle between a daughter and a dad, and she represents the modern America and he represents the old version traditional
Mm-hmm.
mindset, right?
Okay.
So he represents the older US and she the modern US.
Mm-hmm.
They're butt heading.
Yes, that's kind of hard. I think that happens a lot. I mean, not a lot, but like that's super true story-ish. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
mean,
watch.
I think a lot of people can relate to it. It has a lot more themes, but I think if I were to paraphrase it, it will be rethink.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you rethink what the US is? How do you rethink what the religion is? How do you rethink what the church is? How do you rethink what a particular profession is, right? So all that answers are to make people rethink.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that on Amazon, correct?
Amazon Prime, yeah.
Prime. All right. Okay. Good to know.
Great.
Yes. Yeah. And speaking about those multicultural thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think also, you're talking about different people in different parts of the US. Like, wherever there's a group of people, they form a culture, right? They form a tradition,
Mhm.
and the traditions usually have certain values.
Mhm.
Tradition could be as simple as you talked about your mom and she
Mhm.
calling you something and then you using that as your stage name these days, right? And the same thing, like, oh my God, somebody will say, I used to bake cookies with my mom and that was a holiday tradition,
Mhm.
right? So, and then values and belief system come out of that.
Mhm.
For example, did you waste a lot of dough or milk or whatever you added to that, or you were very careful, don't create a mess. So that's your belief system, that the place you eat at or work at should be very clean. And then the values, right? So, and that's what takes you, and it goes with you when you go into the wider community.
Mhm.
And then the question comes is, will someone respect a walker, a pedestrian, or not, right?
Mhm.
So, and the belief system and values, I think, are very important. And people who believe that, oh, we don't have to really control our children, because also control is also a considered a negative word these days, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't really train your children in a certain way or discipline them, right, then there will be consequences.
Yes.
Not only the parents will face it later, the wider community.
Yes, definitely.
Then you see the kids becoming bullies, and they actually, and here it happens too. You were scared, oh my God, if in road rage somebody kills me, you can get killed here too. See? So humans are humans, and humans have a lot of evil inside them if it's not tamed.
Correct. They are controlled or be taught at an early age and still be able to follow through after many years, despite the many, many powerful temptations. Like, right? There's a
Temptations will always be there.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. All
and
around.
that's the name of the game. But the challenge is how to overcome them. So you mentioned this patience you have and your
Mhm.
dad had in him
Mhm.
was because of your Catholic upbringing.
Yes, yeah.
And one of the things I really liked, you used term Christianity. Because I don't know why, but in the US, I learned a lot of people differentiate between Catholicism and Christianity.
Mhm.
But Catholic Church is just a vein or a branch of the same tree.
Mhm.
It's also Christianity and Lutheranism, because Martin Luther Protestant. So Protestantism, Lutheranism, or other expressions of Christianity are
Mhm.
also Christianity. So what else was prominent, or now as you look back, is prominent in that discipline, in that learning that you had at school and at home, which
Mhm.
was more rooted in the faith?
Oh, I'm not sure. Well, resilience, which is, part and parcel of patience, because you cannot be resilient without enough patience to like overcome or to endure whatever is bugging you for the moment. So Filipinos, I am very proud to say about this, about Filipinos, that we have very good resiliency. Like despite all the storms, you can see on the news all the typhoons, all the flooding, all the problems, all the eruption of the volcanoes or whatnot. We what's this? We stay very resilient, and we even laugh at it, not to what's this? Not to make fun of it, but to like just to lighten the load. So I think that is very important for someone to really survive, not only like in real life, but also like at work, like acting. Acting is you would be tested, your patience, your resilience, your take on what's this on being rejected, because this is, I think, the profession with the most rejection.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
I cannot think of any other profession where you would be rejected, in on almost daily basis if you do auditions every day. No, 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 it's true. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's more than just being thick faced. It's the spirit in you. You have to keep it alive and not be not drown into the pit of depression. So yes, so aside from the religion, like affecting like the resiliency of a person, it's also seeing the like with my parents, or for parents and grandparents and everything, you would see that by the example that they set. So if you would see them like being very impatient and everything, I don't think you would really have the patience or the resilience also. So you would see how they would behave after the typhoon, how they would try to solve it, how they would don't even like now. I'm at the age of like adult already, and if you have kids like me now, I don't want to be like just rattled. Looking back, like with my parents, because like my dad had to sacrifice almost 2 decades in Saudi Arabia to be able to send us to good schools,
Right.
and that is the reason why I'm also here. Partly, of course, mainly because of the family visa, but because of my healthcare job, I could balance between my acting or performance thing and then my healthcare job. It's, we gotta be practical. I gotta pay for my bills. So the healthcare stuff takes care of that financially. So that is less monetary worries for me, which really gives me a lot of peace. Unlike if this were only my main bread and butter. So I saw growing up the patience of my dad, because he needed to be like working abroad for like a year, and then he would only have like 1 month in that full year to go home. At one instance, or twice probably, it was even 2 years without going home, and then going back home for like 1 or 2 months. And that's a lot of sacrifice for my both of my parents. So you would see how they would react to life's problems, to life's challenges, and you are being taught on how to react later on in life. So So yes, so I think that's very important.
That's the norm. That's the
Mhm.
unfortunate reality. People who work in UAE,
Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia, and some other Arabian countries,
Mm-hmm.
they get this time off after 11 months.
Yes, it's
And then
as
they
per the
travel
contract.
back
Yes.
as per the contract.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, it is like that too. Because when I was on a working visa here before, you need to earn your vacation leave. So it's just the same because you're under contract that you need to do certain amount of work hours for the company to, of course, gain some profit from you before you could head back home. Otherwise, you would be penalized with either the airfare or whatever they had to spend with the lawyers to take you here. So it's a common thing in the Philippines, especially that unfortunately, we have the corruption is has always been a problem, even up to now. So people who don't have the correct connections, like my family, we come from a humble family. We don't have really the connections, and we're not good in business. We just my parents did not, just have the best jobs that would financially support us when we were growing up, that my dad had to like go abroad. And this is a very common case in the Philippines where you would see a lot of Filipinos in what's this in the Middle East, yeah, all over the world, like Europe, or be it in the ships, cruise ships. Hello, I was mistaken to be like a cruise ship because I'm a Filipino. A 99
Where was that?
I'll,
Really?
I'll,
I
I'll,
say,
I'll,
I
yeah, no, no,
understood.
I'll what's this? I'll go into that later on. But anyways, like even here in the US, when I was a travel PT, I would be super shocked when I go to like this remote provinces and I would be the only colored worker. And then I would go to another one, there would be another one, like say for example a medical technologist or what, who's also a Filipina. So just because there's really a vacuum of what's this a limited number of local worker here that you need to, US had to like hire from abroad, that they would hire like Filipinos to be thrown to the remotest, no, really, like remotest of the remotest. So yeah, not all the places where I was a travel worker before were like the cities. I was like once thrown in a remote area where my parents were supposed to visit me. My dad coming from California, my sister from Indonesia, and then my mom from the Philippines. I was gonna try to hook up like what's this TV station. How do you call this contract? And then I called the cable company. And then she said, "Oh, don't you know that you're in a very remote place? We cannot have a cable network provided to you." I said, "What?" Yeah, I there was a lot of adventures that I had when I was a travel PT, and in fact, also in one case where I was in a different state, I don't know, in that same state, I was so just, oh my gosh, I'm already having too much stress from work. I wanted to like grab a drink. And I went to the closest bar and I could not even get into the bar because I was scared. Like it was like in the movies where you could get raped and killed. No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the door. Oh my God, I could not really imagine. I had to go back home because I said, this is so unsafe. So yes, and then also one time when I was in Arkansas, I was like getting, oh my gosh, I wanted to go out. I was having too much already. Oh, Arkansas at that time. I wanted to go somewhere. So I said, okay, tonight is Friday night. I can fly wherever and come back Sunday night. So I was like, okay, my plan was to go to the airport and just, with no plans, turn around and stop and go to wherever it points. Like if it says New York or Michigan or whatever, I'm going to go there. The problem was after my work, I would have to take like, I think 1 hour drive or something that the local airport would be closed already. So
Mm.
I said, "Oh my gosh, this is a sad thing." So, but anyways, I would get inspiration or like strength in those very challenging moments when you think you cannot really. Oh my gosh, this is too much. From, of course, a lot of that comes from the Christian faith, but it's also like the love for family. Like
Mm.
you would think, oh, my dad sacrificed. Imagine this. I'm complaining and I've just been here for a few months, and my dad was housed in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is, I believe, it has the strictest policy for like, like
Civil laws?
like you cannot dress, more than Kuwait.
Mhm.
You cannot really be open there. It's a very conservative Muslim country. So much so that my dad, when he was working there, he could not meet my aunt, my maternal aunt. So they're not related.
Mhm.
So this is my father meeting my maternal aunt, who happened to be working like as a manager for like
Mhm.
the biggest hospital there. Even if they have both papers, okay, they could not meet up in a public place because they could be imprisoned for that.
Mm.
And that is so, it's mind-boggling to me. But of course, I got to understand that when I also worked in Kuwait, and there was a segregation.
Mm.
You cannot be together. My dorm was different from the guys' dorm, and you could not even visit.
Right.
Otherwise, if there's a police who knock, 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 and then they find like a boy inside the girls' dormitory, you could be sent to, oh my gosh, to jail. And
Yeah.
that's not fun. But
Mm.
anyways, going back to that, the resilience and everything, you think about my dad that sacrificed almost 2 decades
Mm.
of his life to send us. My dad, at the end of the day, even if he has a family, he has also his needs. It's kind of like very tough for a guy. And we did not hear him. Oh my God, I don't want to cry.
Mm.
We did not hear him complain. And I'm very, very thankful about that. And also my mom. My mom was like the head of the family for through all those calamities. Oh my gosh, there were typhoons that were so destructive that our gates were like went down. The mango tree was uprooted and everything. Our dog went away and got killed because he got a car. He got hit by a car, and she had to like act as like the leader of the family. And so there's a lot of looking back, there's a lot of sacrifices that my parents did for all of us. And going back to that cruise something, so growing up, I knew already ever since I was like a little girl. I actually, I noticed that I said, I think I'm gonna be in the performing arts. Doesn't matter if it's if it's in dancing, singing, theater, whatever. But it's like in front, performing before a group of people or just one person, or nothing at all, maybe. So I was, I think, 3 or 4 years old. I was looking at pictures, and after they've developed and everything, I was a small girl. I said, why am my body, my posture was like this, instead of like just looking forward, like smiling like that, like innocently, like as a child. Mine would be, it's always like there's a profile.
Yeah. Pose.
No. So that's how I realized, oh my gosh.
Honest. Yeah.
No. Oh my God. There is even my family was like, why are you always like in a side view, like profiling your? I said, I don't know. And then later on, when how do you call this? At 8 years old, my grandma who taught me. By the way, when I was just 2 years old, my maternal grandma taught me how to read the alphabet.
Mm.
And then I started, like, she gave me like a newspaper, word for word. I would read it at a very young age of 2 years old. But anyways, when I was 8 years old, my maternal grandmother, who was very artistic, happened to like give me, okay, try to memorize this. The poem or the literary piece was titled 50 pesos. And at 8 years old, I went up the stage. No stage fright, nothing at all. And I declaimed what that 50 peso poem was about, and I did it perfectly. And my grandma realized that, okay, I had a potential to be on stage, and I would
That's
perform.
great.
And
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and also so yeah, I knew about it. So when I became a teenager with all the hormones boiling and everything, and I was being sassy with my parents, I was telling my dad, no, I'm not. I said, what? You want me to become a healthcare worker? Of course, he said, that's your passport abroad, because his what's this? His relatives were already here in the U.S. and they're making very decent money and everything. And we were still under petition, so we could still not come here unless on a tourist visa. But anyways, so he said, unless you take up this this healthcare course, I will not enroll you. I said I wanted to become an actor, either an actor or a linguist. Because I want to, and then he asked me, linguist? I said yes. So what? And then my dad went to ask, so what do you think are you going to do after? What is your job? Well, I said I'm gonna be like an interpreter for the Miss Universe pageant, which is
wow.
like, no, crazy, oh my gosh, so ignorant, naivete, ignorance itself. Oh my gosh, my dad, I could just imagine how my dad was having all the headaches in the world. I mean, if I have like a kid who would say, I wanted to become a linguist, oh my God, crazy girl or crazy. But anyways, either become an actor. I said I wanted to take up theater arts or linguistics, or linguistics or international studies or whatever, or
This world.
no, that's so funny. I'm gonna go back there.
Okay.
Or what's this? Hotel and restaurant management. Okay, so either an actor, linguistics, or acting, linguistics, or how do you call this?
Hospitality.
Yes, hospitality, because I'm good at I'm very personable, I believe so, and I love meeting people, like making them comfortable and everything. So, how do you call this? That was when I realized that when I went to Oregon and then I became like a healthcare worker there, of course, decent money and everything, I realized the value of what my dad thought, because he really stood his ground, did not enroll me for college until I was already, oh my gosh, the start of the school in the Philippines is like June. It was already July and I haven't been enrolled yet. And I'm like, oh my God, am I going to skip a semester? I'm going to be a late enroller or whatever. And then I asked him, I said, do you have plans to enroll me? He said, yes, you can take up your thing, your linguistics or whatever, when you have the money already to finance yourself. But right now, I am the one earning and putting you through college. Either this or you don't. It's up to you. You do your stuff. Of course, I cannot rely on just myself.
Right.
I followed him. And when I started working in Oregon, I realized the wisdom of my dad. Because when I was in the cruise ship, just because of my looks, people would mistake me. Hey, can you get me some more juice? And I'm also like a guest here. But I cried at that time to my boyfriend, because I realized, like, when you're a parent, okay, I can go to a cruise ship and work as a server, like nothing wrong with that. But I believe, like, as a parent, you wanted, like, if you have the means to help support your child to go over the normal, then that's love,
Yeah.
So I realized that although I can become and go abroad on my own as a hotel or like cruise ship worker, instead my dad was thinking of me as the paying customer. Like, I would be the I would take the cruises and have fun rather than work and have fun. But yeah, because it's fun to work in a cruise ship. That's so there's a lot of gratitude that I feel for my dad and mom for all the sacrifices they've given me. And you said the beauty is something. Oh, when I was growing up,
Miss World.
yes, no, I was 12 years old, and my essay teacher asked us to write, what do you want to become? Everyone, like the common thing, pilot, dentist, doctor, whatever, engineer. Mine was, oh my gosh, mine was to become a Miss Universe.
Wow. Did you
This is
have
so
a Miss
crazy.
Universe from the Philippines?
Oh yeah, a lot. I
Oh,
think a lot. We
Oh,
have,
I
we
can
have,
keep
yes,
track of the
yes. Okay, so we have Miss Gloria, Miss Margie, oh, Miss Catriona, and then oh my god, I forgot the name. Oh, really pretty. We have four.
Mm.
We have four. Yes, I'm gonna mention her name once. I forgot her name, but yeah. So we have four Miss Universes. At that time, there were only two. So I was planning to become like the third Miss because the last two were just very recent.
Mm.
But anyways, yeah. But not thinking that I am too short.
I'll call you.
Oh my gosh! Don't. Okay, I'm gonna go there. Also,
Everyone will know
yes,
that.
yeah. Of course, yeah. So anyway, so my teacher actually reported this to my maternal grandma, the one who was training me to become like performer, art actor, blah blah blah. Because my maternal grandma was also a teacher who happened to be in that grade school department. So yes, that was like super laughable because apparently for so long that the teacher has been like an essay or English teacher, this was the first time that someone wrote to become a Miss Universe. But that's just like the crazy me, like the nice cuckoo, me. So anyways, so yes, and you were asking about my height. Oh my lord. So when I was, okay, so I was still in the Philippines. Okay, I said I wanted to go abroad, and I wanted to go like go out work abroad on my own without the help of anyone. So the easiest would be to work in a hotel.
Mm. Why? Why is that easy?
Because there was not a lot of requirements as long as you're personable and everything. Yeah. I'm not sure if they're requiring a college graduate, but I believe if I were like, so I could, it's okay for me to hire someone like from high school. I don't think you need really like a diploma for that, It's very discriminatory if you're just limiting your, how do you call human resource to just because there's a lot of untapped potential from those who are not educated college wise or like those higher education. So I applied. Oh my gosh, there was an opening for this international hotel. So I applied. Okay, check. And then the HR was saying, okay, we love blah blah blah. You're all ace in your application. You passed everything. However, we have an issue with your height.
Mm.
Now the international, okay, international cutoff would be 5'2".
Mm.
That's the requirement.
For hotels?
Yes, front desk. I was
okay.
applying for a front desk receptionist and everything. And then, what is your height? I said 5'2".
Mm.
Oh my god. Here now.
You lied?
Oh my god.
It is 5'2".
Yeah, no. So now they ask me, okay, so now, because I believe, because they know the height, the probable height of a person, having worked with all those, at least minimally at 5'2",
Right.
they had a strong feeling that I was not 5'2". So they asked me, okay, can you kindly take off your shoes and stand against the wall? Oh my gosh, I've never craned my neck that much.
Mm.
And even like elongating my Achilles tendon over here and just to try to really elongate my spine. Breathe me in just to have, all the height addition that I could have. Less than 5'2". Sorry. So I did not. However,
Like you did not pass?
no, because it's an international requirement. However, I'm telling you guys, this is also because of the acting, the dancing thing that I told you. I did not get into that music video I wanted so badly. However, I ended up like in paid, higher paying, dancing jobs. But anyway, so going back there, the HR, I think he's like an HR, like no, not an HR. I stand to be correct. He was like a manager or something. He was also a manager of another international hotel. And guess what?
He offered you a
He
job.
offered me a job
Mm.
at a higher positions, guest services officer,
Mm,
regardless of my height. And that is higher than a receptionist.
sure. Yeah.
Because you would be not only welcoming the guests, but you would be touring him in the hotel, highlight all the benefits and everything. It's very personable. It's yeah. So never give up. Just regardless of what happened, gotta be resilient. So back to the resiliency again. So and in life, it's not how fast you reach your target. It's like how long you could endure the path through that, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So right now, practice training your muscles to get into that long journey, however long it may be, because we have only one life, and if you really like acting, you gotta try to how do you call that, put your best foot forward.
Mhm.
And I believe don't expect too much. Like me, I may have like done over 100 print and TV commercials in the Philippines, but over here it's a different market.
Right.
Most of the castings would be not Asian. Unlike in the Philippines, they're looking for like either class A or me. I don't look class A, but
Mhm.
I still ended up getting lucky having beauty products or like toothpaste commercials there. So the market there was just mostly Asian, or you compete against like whitish Asians, Pan Asians. But yeah, I was very successful there. However, when I came here, I knew where I stand. I'm a new gal. So it's not to actually insult myself, but you have to be aware of your limitations. I have my accent. I don't want to change, and I will not consume my energy to go against if they want to have like just neutral accented talents or actors. So be it. I'm not gonna force myself into that. So I know my accent is a problem, my height is a problem. Say for example, if they're looking for a family to be paired, I would always get auditions for that, and then they would ask for the height. Unfortunately, since I'm short, Filipinos I think we hold the Guinness Book of World Record for the shortest people in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yes, as contrasted to people from Amsterdam. So, yes, the Amsterdam. So, anyways, the Netherlands. The Netherlands. Okay, so anyways, so yes, height. And of course, my look, if it's kind of, the Asian, I'm not the typical Asian. So, so I'm very happy whatever projects come my way. And as I've been telling you guys, I was I was like more of a model in the Philippines. Then second, like a day player, which is acting, because I do lines in the TV series or film or whatever. But here, I transitioned from not only like acting, a little bit of acting. I do background. I haven't had the opportunity yet to do like day player, except for later on. But yeah, in films. But I did modeling here, online, and then commercials too. And then who would have thought that even me, without any formal dance, schooling, would end up having for paid. Yes.
Yeah.
And now I'm transitioning to a series. So I have a shoot next week, and I will have lines. So hopefully I won't be edited out. But other than that, I don't want to expect too much. So yes, I'm very
you won't be
happy.
edited out.
No. I'm very happy. Like, I have. So yes, so just keep your best foot forward. Hope for the best, but expect for the worst. And like me, I'm lucky enough to have like a fallback. So I think, if it doesn't work, you need to have like something to get the monetary funds from to keep you alive and kicking here in New York or elsewhere in America or in the world, acting wise.